Arriving at Shintomicho Y20.
Shintomicho です。
Greetings and welcome to Shintomicho. This is a neighborhood in the city of Tokyo that a lot of people don't know about. Let's wait for the Yurakucho line to leave. Now Shintomicho, that's Shin meaning new. It's a neighborhood that, I don't know, after the great Kanto earthquake in 1923, a lot of it was demolished naturally by the earthquake, and then in the firebombing of 1945, March 10th, a lot of that was also destroyed in this area. A lot of it is brand new, this neighborhood. We're going to be exploring everything above ground. And as I said, you might not know about this neighborhood, but you kind of do, because it's in between so many big attractions like Nihonbashi, Tokyo Station, Tsukiji, the old fish market was there. And this is the old residential neighborhood where St. Luke's Hospital is. And that's the station layout. And we're gonna go take a look above here. It's on the Yurakucho line, which goes from Shinkiba. This is where you would go to Tokyo Disneyland. Here's Shintomicho, so it's not that far away from Chiba. There's Ginza Ichome. Ginza and Yurakucho are two stops right in the center, so it's just one stop away from Ginza, which is pretty incredible. And it's not too far away from where I live. And if you keep on going straight, it'll take you all the way out to Saitama, which is called Wakoshi. Really pretty town, not so far from some big attractions in Saitama. And I get these flyers all the time for Broser's Hamburger. I never heard of them, but the burgers look really, really good. So up we go into the neighborhood. We're gonna be going out of exit number 4, which is a little bit of ways from where most of the people get on for Shintomicho, and there's a reason why. How you doing, everybody? Hey, I see Tasty Chronicles is in the house. Just a quick quiz right here. Do you see on the sign here? What are these things? Do you know what they are? You get these at Japanese shrines, and they're called omamori. It's kind of cool that they put these in English on the poster. Do you have omamori? And I guess because people can't go to the shrines, maybe they have them digitally now, which would be pretty cool. Digital omamori. I don't even think it counts if you don't go to the shrine. All right, there's gates 1 through 3 is very central, and it's for the city ward, Chuoku, which is Chuo ward. We're gonna be going towards exit 4, and there's a reason why. You can see here the Tokyo network is pretty thorough. Sorry about the blinking. Let's look down here at this map. It's in English. In the whole scheme of things, let's see here. Shibuya would be right here. Shinjuku. This is the Imperial Palace, which is where the emperor lives. And we are at Shintomicho, which is right here. And the Yurakucho line runs pretty straight across the city, going right past the Imperial Palace. And then it starts to go up towards Ikebukuro. So it's a pretty convenient line, and I live in this area, so it's kind of like my backyard. Inside of Shintomicho is a bakery. Oh, let's just take a quick look. Oh, I haven't been here since last year, but it looks like they put plastic in there. Whoa, check out these cherry blossom looking croissants. I'm gonna have to stop on my way back here, and they have cherry blossoms on top of these ampon, which look beautiful. Look at that. I have a point card for this place, and they have 3 different kinds of melon pan. This one looks like kocha or tea flavored and chocolate flavored. Interesting. There's also a Lawson's in here. Let's go out exit 4. Now this exit has been redone recently because of the Tokyo Olympics coming. A lot of the subway stations have been renovated, mostly so they will be more accessible to people that are disabled. I know it's really hard before the Olympics. A lot of the stations were built in the 1980s and 70s, and they weren't really thinking of accessibility back then. But in this decade, I believe Tokyo is going to become one of the most accessible places in the world for cities, just because with the Paralympics coming here in. We are back. One of the reasons why I wanted to take you to exit 4, you can hear the wind by here. I wanted to take you to exit 4 because Shintomicho station connects with Tsukiji station in a way. That's Shintomicho. This is exit 4. If you were to walk straight for, I don't know, about 100 meters or less, you'll see Tsukiji station, which is on the Hibiya line. And let me zoom by there. I don't have to actually walk over there. Do you see that in the distance? That's Tsukiji station. That's the Hibiya line. So many times I have to actually exit here to get to the Hibiya line, which would take you to Akihabara or towards Roppongi. So that's it's good to know. They don't connect underground, they connect above ground. So let's get moving. There's a reason why I brought you to this one, exit 4. Not only is it a new exit, it's really pretty looking. It's part of the thumbnail. It's also goes over the Shutoko, or exit for the highway that goes around the city of Tokyo. And this is the back entrance to Shintomi Inari Shrine, which we're gonna make a stop at. If I pan over here to the right, you're gonna see a big tall building in the distance. That and the grounds before it, towards us, is St. Luke's Hospital. And this is a hospital that was set up over a century ago by, I believe it was an American doctor. This was where the American embassy was, just in front of that building, the first American embassy. Now it's been moved to Akasaka. But actually all the foreigners were in Edo at the time were placed in Tsukiji, which is this area. And once again, if you just go straight for about 300 meters, you get the Tsukiji market. Pretty cool. This is the exit ramp for the Shutoko, or the Tokyo Highway. Many times I have to come out of here because I live in this area. It dumps you right off. And I believe this is just a runoff. This used to be a river dried up. The whole Shutoko on this side, the city's expressway, is a dried up river, which they found by drying up the river, they could sort of bypass all of these very ancient property rights, because nobody owned the river. So they dried up the river, but the highway there. So the highway actually meanders a little bit left and right. And they built that very fast for the Tokyo 1964 Olympics. And let's get moving. That building in the distance is the Chuoku, or Chuo Ward city office. And they have satellite offices all around the ward. It's not too big, the central area. Most famous for Nihonbashi and our house. All right, we're now going into the back alleys here. We we do have a very beautiful sunny day, blue skies, not a lot of wind here in Japan, in Tokyo at the moment. Fair weather. All right, up this way. I don't see the shrine this way. Up this way. Hey, what is that shop? Always kind of interested. Looks a Yamaha something. In the back alleys, you're gonna find all sorts of unusual things. Restaurants that you didn't know existed, as well as little neighborhood shrines. And that's where we're headed to right now. Look at this meat, veggie, cheese bistro. Just in an alley. It's closed right now. Oh, until March 21st it's closed. Wait, it closed on March 21st. Oh, that's a shame. Over here on the right is a very old shrine, and you can see now it's just a neighborhood shrine. It's surrounded by buildings that were built up around it. It's an ancient shrine, and in Japan they don't move the shrines, they build around it. They make sure they protect places like this. Although it's modern now and it's been rebuilt many times, it's still an Inari shrine, which I believe is the god of harvest, and it's painted in this shuiro. Shuiro meaning like it's like the color of the sun. And if you've ever been to Kyoto's Fushimi Inari shrine, that's the one with 10,000 gates. It's painted in the same color. Now there's only one gate here called a tori. Let's see if I have 5 yen on me. Oh my, I don't. They don't take Suica either, so we're gonna pay our respects here. I don't have 5 yen. It's a beautiful color, and again, like you can see the neighborhood houses are built around here. And I think when you move to Japan, everybody, especially English teachers or new residents or expats, they find like walking around their neighborhood, they find little places like this, and it's just so amazing to be like surrounded by something that's it feels so Japanese, right? To be living next to a shrine, no matter the size of it, it doesn't matter. Joy writes in here, cute shrine. It absolutely is. I can see little neighborhood cats hanging out there. Over here in the corner, another important part of the Tsukiji area. We know about the fish market, and Shintomicho would, I believe, is part of Tsukiji. You find a lot of organic and vegetable markets. That's pretty interesting over there. You find one right near exit, I think 5. Here's a little shop here. What are they selling? It's called Litas. I guess they're selling, bakery items. Oh, very cool. There's some muffins and donuts, and it's just this little teeny shop with a kitchen in a bakery in the back with an oven. I guess you'd call it a kitchen, right? Since that's pretty cool. It's pretty modern too. Right next to it is an old. I love this. Look, check it out. Right next to that modern shop is this old wood and aluminum shack that looks like it was built in the Showa period, kind of a post World War II looking building, made really quickly, living together with a modern bakery. That's this area of Tokyo, believe it or not. Tasty Chronicles writes in, go back to the shrine. This is to cover the blessing. All right, you know what? I'm gonna loop back around because I gotta go that direction anyways. And I'll see if I can find 5 yen. Maybe we'll buy something at the vending machine and give something bigger than 5 yen. Thanks, Tasty. Gmon 3 is here. Big cup of joe. I could actually could use one. Brad Fletcher, glad I was able to catch some of the stream before heading to bed. Hope you and Kanai and the baby are doing well. We're doing great. Thanks for asking. I wanted to do this stream a little bit earlier because I know a lot of people on the East Coast are always in bed when I stream at 2 p.m., but it's like prime time in California. Check that building out across the street. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about the post Kanto earthquake buildings. They're built in the 1930s. It's a shame that that van's right in front of it. This one was built in the 1930s following the Great Kanto earthquake. And the thing with the earthquake was it wasn't the quake itself that destroyed everything. It was the subsequent fires that wiped out a lot of the city and killed so many people. People were jumping in the rivers to try to escape it, but I've seen the pictures of it at the museum. It's a horrible sight, but just pan around. Everything is brand new. The result of, the earthquake and the fire bombings of 1945, which were absolutely just flattened this area of the city. And then I'm really glad that this building, I'm guessing, survived the fire bombings of 1945 because I know it was built before that. That's a copper alloy on there, which turns green. That's very symbolic of the area of Tsukiji. There's loads of buildings with that style. But actually, we can cross the street. Here's a crosswalk. They've used two different kinds of plating here. Looks like scales or something on the second floor. That's pretty unique. Not sure if that building's in operation anymore. You'll also find lots of little memorials here, lots of monuments. I'm not sure exactly what this is, but probably marking a building that was here, a memorial of some sort. Across the street is the tax building, and that's where I wanted to go. Okay, it's a green light. We could cross here. This beautiful new tax building just finished construction, I believe, last year. This is a beautiful tax building. Ugh. It's tax season now in the US. We just finished in Japan. I'm looking for the monument. Maybe they've moved it. But this used to be Shintomiza. I believe is what it was called. Shintomiza, which is the kabuki theater for this area. So let me see if I can find it here. The Chuo Metropolitan Taxation Office. Sounds exciting. All right, maybe this is it here. Yeah, here's the sign. So they kind of moved it to the side. This is the former site of Shintomiza and HNL 808. Thank you. We're fighting it out. Archong 89, I first discovered you when you took us to the hidden shrine in Akihabara. Use this to get some pastries at the bakery. Okay, I'll do that for Kanai. Fingers crossed that borders reopen this fall. Absolutely. I'll try to address some of your questions at the end of this, maybe in about 10, 15 minutes. Look at the picture here and how vibrant life was on this street. Now it's very businesslike, but back then this was an entertainment district. Again, you have Kabukiza, which is the main theater in Ginza, which is still standing but been reconstructed many times. It's a very modern building now. And you had a bunch of other theaters in this area. This is the theater area. And they're all gone except for Kabukiza. Let's read what they have here. There's not a lot of information in English on this, and I'm kind of stunned that they have an English sign. They didn't have that before. Shintomiza is the kabuki theater built in Manji 3, which is 1660. I didn't know what the Manji era. This is the first time reading this. And the Kobikicho 5, currently Ginza 6, as taking over Moritaza, another theater. Ending with za is usually theater. Zamoto, the responsible position of the performance, Moritaza had been taken by Morita Kanya in generations. Kabuki actors' family handed down from age to age. I guess they didn't research the age. Moritaza moved to the Saruaka-cho, currently Asukusa Taito Ward in Tempo 14. The Tempo would be the reign of that emperor. Then one character of its name was changed from Mori to Mori. That's interesting. Mori means forest, and this is Mamori, which means protection. Pronunciation remains unchanged. In Ansei 5, other... It's like, I don't know. I don't remember. Before Meiji was Ansei, I guess. And Meiji 5, Morita Kanya, 12th generation, moved aggressively. So the English seems like it was Google translated. That's interesting. All right, this is the important part. The theater had been the center of the kabuki performance till Kabukiza was opened in Meiji 22. So before Kabukiza in 1889, this was the big hub for kabuki, this tax building, which is kind of boring looking. And I hope they didn't hear me. They might audit me after that. Then, unfortunately, it was burnt down by the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923, or Taisho 12. The flourishing atmosphere of the day could be imagined from the woodblock print in the Meiji era. So this is it. And it is pretty, and I think it's important for you to know the history of Tokyo that doesn't exist anymore, because you can feel it in the streets if you knew what was here. You know that people look like that, which is kind of strange. The whole Actors Assembly, that's what they are there at Shintomiza. So this is the original. You wouldn't know it looking at the street today in the 21st century, huh? That this was the entertainment hub of the city of Edo. You don't... And it's strange that they mixed entertainment with the tax building. That just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. It's kind of weird. All right, let's walk down some of these alleys here. Colors of Serafina. Welcome, a new traveler. Very cool. It is a nice building. This is, and I came this way on purpose. I don't know. Just if you are thinking of staying in Tokyo, this might be one of the options. Shintomicho does not have the name brand of Ginza, but this is walking distance to Ginza and walking distance to Tokyo Station and Nihonbashi. And there's an Appa hotel here. It's quite large, and if you find this in one of the hotels that is available, because I believe Tokyo is going to get really crowded again with tourism as soon as they open up, maybe in the fall, this might be one of your options. It's a quiet neighborhood. The subway station is very close, so there's a lot of things going for it, except that it's a, Appa hotel, which means it's very small and cramped. But usually affordable, 5,500 yen a room in low season. All right, let's go down this alley, because you see more of a mix of architecture, which is why I love this region right now. I think in about 10 years, we're gonna lose all of these older low-rise buildings that were built in the Showa era for more of the high-rise ones, like this little shack here. Probably the last owner is in his 80s or 90s, and as soon as he, I don't know, moves on, it'll be sold off probably by the kids, and the money will be used, I don't know, build another house somewhere else. But they'll build a big apartment complex here. That's what they usually do. There's another low Showa era building right there. Looks like maybe 1960s. And behind it, some shacks. Wow, looks like a little family business. Wholesalers. I don't really have a lot of reasons to come this way, so I don't that often. This looks like, because of the cardboard boxes here, part of that wholesaler here. Let's keep on moving. Diana Liu from Hong Kong's in the house. Sending some love with Pearman. Gaming Mandarox, welcome from South Dakota. Glad to catch you live before work. You're working awfully late. Just like I'm working awfully early. Hontou desu ka? Arigatou gozaimasu. So this is a Kitsuchin. I don't know what that is. There's a lot of like sellers for things here. Again, this area in Chuo Ward, known for being near Tsukiji Market. It was also known as one of the marketplaces. Nihonbashi used to be the fish market, but it moved in 1923 after the Great Kanto earthquake. This lot looks like it's open. Somebody's going to be building something there. So the neighborhood is in change. I don't think Shintomicho has much of a personality. When they took away the Kabuki theater, it really did change. I'm talking like in the Taisho era, 100 years ago. And since then, there's a lot of... That's probably the reason you haven't heard of Shintomicho before. But it's a residential place too. There are houses here. And again, it's a pretty nice place to live. Look at that. They really like cats. It's a pretty nice place to live. That was nice. So we had somebody who came to say hi, was watching the live stream in the area. Appa totally owns this area. Look at this. Alex writes in, is this a touristy area? I wouldn't say so. I think it's, again, like a lot of people don't know about it, but because Tokyo is just overcrowded, overflowing with people, especially tourist hotels, a lot of it has moved into this region because it is pretty central. I love how, look at this, on the side of the streets in the middle of the city center, and that looks like a parking garage right there. You just have somebody, a resident of this house, likes to put their plants here on the side, add some greenery to what otherwise would be an asphalt jungle. Very nice. And no one steals anything like this. This is Hachobori Shintomicho. So we're very close between two stations, Hachobori, which is JR, and I believe Hibiya line, and then Shintomicho, which is the Yorakucho line. So it makes it pretty convenient to put a hotel right here in this spot. But I don't think the Appa chain is doing very well. Hey, there's a post box. Speaking of posts, I just released the new postcards. It's got the Shinkansen on it, and you can get one too if you join our Patreon. Gotta do a small plug here. This is the Tohoku Shinkansen in Tokiwa green, departing from Tokyo Station. It has the reflection of it in one that's departing and one that was still waiting for customers. I used the stamps here. This one's unsent here, but this stamp is what's the name of this game? All of the stamps come from a series on Tohoku, representing symbols from the great north of Japan. So if you get the postcard, you'll be getting a stamp and a postmark from Tokyo. Actually, Tokyo Station, because it's right next to the Shinkansen. Shogi, right. My mind's not working today. Shogi is a game of war. Sounds cool when you say it like that. So this is Hachobori going in this direction. I've taken you on live streams around here, and there's some pretty good niche restaurants in the Hachobori area that you might not know about, because again, like, everybody's in Shibuya, they're in Shinjuku, they're in these areas. Being out here it's different. It's fresh, it's quieter. There's Eitai Bashi. We're going now towards the Sumida River. I could. You know, when you think of shogi, I always think of Akita. I believe up in Akita, that's where they have a station, a train station that is famous for shogi. I forget what it's called. Was it Akita or Iwate? Gosh, I can't remember. But they had a clock that was shaped like a shogi piece. The station is very proud of their shogi heritage. That might be pretty good to bring up in a live stream. Also in this area. Oh, is this the French place? Is this the French place? Yeah, I ate here with my buddy Simon before he went back to Canada last year. It was not too bad. Mice and Michel, I think Michel. That was really good. Wow, it just like it hit me. I parked my bike right there. Years gone by. Wow. This is one of my favorite vending machine drinks, Gokuri. Has anyone had this before? This one doesn't, this is an older machine. It doesn't take Suica or anything. I'm getting some change, Sonny. Oh, look at the little teeny matcha tea pet bottles. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of coins. Why doesn't... This is what I want when I go to do gachapon. I always get a 500 yen coin, which is worthless. This is one of the first drinks that I had when I came to Japan. Out of the vending machine, and I was really, really pleased with it. It's made by Suntory. It's a good one. Speaking of a drink vending machines, they're refilling one right now. A lot of coffee in the back. Georgia coffee. Pretty interesting. Nothing too new right now. Every now and then you'll find something that's really out of sight. Okay, let's keep going this direction. See what we can find. This is a nice corner to have a drink. Watch the guy fix the electrical wires. That's how I like to spend my afternoons. This is good. It's really good. The baby's doing fine. I appreciate a lot of you asking. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep, but neither has Kanai. We've been doing our best. The little guy is starting to develop inside. Got gas. Something that all parents know what I'm talking about. More than me. And I'm very proud of him for that. It's quite loud, too. Frank the Tank is here. What's your favorite 3 Japanese beers? Do you want me to rank them in order for you, Frank? You know, it changes all the time. It used to be Kirin, but now it's probably... Wow, I like the Sapporo Red Star. I like Asahi Super Dry. They have this Fujiyama beer, which is really good. It's almost like a craft beer, the Asahi Fujiyama. And yeah, Kirin Ichiban is just really good. It's a clear taste, too. Pretty good stuff. So I'd probably go right now Sapporo Asahi Kirin, but when I first came here it was Kirin Asahi Sapporo, so it changes. It's like, do you like Miller Lite, or do you like Michelob, or do you like Budweiser? It's hard to say. Okay, let me put this in my bag. Looks like hiding behind this tree. It's lunchtime right now, so we have a lot of people, a lot of business people out and about getting bentos, which means this supermarket here. So in Shintomicho, you're not going to find a lot of supermarkets, but this is one of them. And you know, when you live in the center of the city, things are kind of more expensive. Maybe by 15% more, sometimes 20. I don't know, it just depends. It's just harder to find things. But you can always find a supermarket in the department stores in the basement. So even in central Ginza, you'll be able to get some groceries, but that is not the ideal place to be grocery shopping. Not at all. Champagne Sumo. Has Oba-chan and Oji-san met the baby? They have, but not on my side. We're trapped and we can't go to the United States yet. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard right now. They meet via FaceTime. Taylor writes in here, happy to hear Leo, Rio, and Kanai are doing well. I'm planning to come to Tokyo in October if it's allowed. Which area of Tokyo would you recommend getting a hotel in? You know, that's a good question. When people ask me that, I think, boy, I don't really want to make a recommendation because I know that everybody's different. Everybody has a different personality than me. That's something that I'm very mindful of. And you know, if this is your first time in Tokyo and you're looking for the bright lights and being close to in the middle of everything, then yeah, maybe Shibuya is the place for you. I don't know. But for me, if you're asking what I would do, this is a little community message board that looks like that's been here for the last 50 years. Interesting. I like the little details. It's easy for you to miss these little things like a message board, but a lot of character in the metal. I always prefer to stay up in Asakusa, up there in Taito Ward. It's quiet, it's cultural, meaning you'll see a lot of old buildings, a lot of traditional restaurants up there. It's quieter, way quieter, and it's on the Ginza line, which will take you through Ginza, Shimbashi, and Shibuya. So you can get back without having to change lines to your hotel if you want to go to Shibuya. It just takes about 35 minutes on the Ginza line to get back to Asakusa. In the morning, it's so peaceful there too, and you only really see it if you stay there. All right, so exactly how expensive are apartments here? Well, I'm glad that I asked. This is a 2K, which is 2 rooms here. You have a living and a kitchen sort of together. And then you have a tatami room. This would be the bedroom right here. 6 tatami mats, 6.5 tatami mats, 2.4 tatami mats, and I guess a little closet here. There's a toilet with a walk-in sink. So usually the sink and the toilet are separated. So this might be an older place, and it is from 1984. And that's what the building looks like. They want 1 month of key money and 1 month of security deposit, shikikin and reikin, and it's 35 meters squared. It looks pretty clean. I don't know, what do you think? The price is $1,200 a month, depending on the exchange rate. More importantly, how far is it? It's 3 minutes from Tsukiji station on foot and 1 minute to Shintomicho station. So that's very convenient. I don't know. That's kind of small. What else they got here? This is even smaller. It's a 1 room. It's $700, 70,000 yen, or about $700, depending on the exchange rate. Maybe $650 right now. That's it. That is so small. What? This is a balcony. This is the main room, and here's a little burner for kitchen. The toilet and the sink are together, like really, really close. Here's the door, and I guess you put the shoes here, and there's a closet. That's it. I could not live there. It's 3 minutes walk from the station, Kayabacho. Yeah, Kayabacho station, 3 minute walk, which is where the Tokyo Stock Exchange is. So I don't know, it looks kind of nice. What do you think? I mean, if you're single in your 20s, maybe. You have to do laundry in a laundry room, and that's part of the building. The building's a little bit old. It's not as old as I am. 1977, April was built. 23 square meters is the space. So this room's a little bit bigger than you think, I think. It's a little bit more spacious. I'm sure that they're using a wide lens on that one. I bet they're using a wide lens to give it some space. This one is a very interesting shape here. This is about 17,700. This is about $1,700 a month. A 1 LDK living dining kitchen, and it's got a very unique shape to it. This is 9 tatami mats, which is quite spacious. Together with this one, which is 7. So there you have 16 already. 4.5 for this room. There's a kitchen here. So the kitchen, I like this. So you can. This is living dining kitchen. This one room is all of that, and it's a no smoking apartment complex. It has bicycle space, and it's a relatively new building. 2004 June, 50 square meters. 10th floor is available for this price. I think it's not too bad of a deal. The place looks fairly new. Interesting. So that's what's available around here. Oh wow, they're selling strawberries. Oh, they got watermelons out. Look at the strawberries up there. The prices have been slashed. All right, the last place I want to show you is in this direction. I love these neighborhood walks, all emanating from a station. If you like these neighborhood walks too, and you share that enthusiasm, click that like button. Appreciate it very much. This is Harumi Dori. Just going straight here. This will take you to Tsukishima and the Sumida River. You make a left towards Monzen Nakacho, right to Kachidoki, as the sign says. And there was a yellow Hummer this went by, which is kind of cool looking car. We're now going to go up onto the bridge, and I want to show you the Tokyo Skytree from the Sumida River. It's beautiful on a day like this. I think it's going to be pretty to see. To the right, where we started the live stream, is St. Luke's Hospital. So Leo was born here. It's a very relaxing area. Once you get past that traffic light, it gets super quiet. Not a lot of traffic in there. There's an emergency room. It's a private hospital. Whoa, food truck. That is awesome. Paella food truck. Very cool. Very cool. All right, let's get moving. I like to see people selling food on the street. I promised Kana I would get her a bento. So I know a good bento shop in the neighborhood. Nova KHD. Hi, John. My mom suffered a stroke 2 years ago and has been bedridden since then. She loves watching your videos and has always tunes in during your live stream. She wants me to donate $100 for your newly born child. And get whatever you see fit. Please say hello to her. Her name is Grace. Hi, Grace. Hi, Grace. I hope you're doing well. You picked a very beautiful day to come to Tokyo with me. Check it out. We got a blue sky here. And I'm about to take you to see one of my favorite places. A bridge with a beautiful view of the Skytree. So thank you so much for that. You have a lot of people here that are watching too, saying hi to you, Grace. We have maybe one of the best communities. I like to think we have the best community on YouTube. Everyone's so friendly. All right, so you can see here, you can get onto the bridge if you're a car, but we can't do that. But luckily, in about 100 meters, which an Olympic sprinter could get into in 9 seconds, it's gonna take us like a minute. But it's gonna be good. It's a lot better. The minute's a lot better when it's sunny out here. That's towards St. Luke's Hospital. Wow, it's just chilly enough where you need a jacket, but it's warm enough that it makes you feel so alive. I could wear shorts, but today I choose not to. Another great contrast here. Look at those beautiful flowers right there. That's a brand new apartment complex. I think that's 2007, I believe that one was built. Because I was looking at that as maybe a place to live, but the prices were ridiculous. And then you have these low-rise buildings here from the Showa period, maybe 1940s or 50s, right after World War II. Looks like they're put up. This style here, which is built, I think it's like 3 floors and then the slope. I see a lot of buildings like that. And I always wonder why they sloped it like this. So that's a question I'm gonna have to ask some of the architectures. There's a lot of history in how the building codes are set up in Tokyo. Again, it's an ancient city with a lot of buildings that are still very old. So it's those old traditional laws, some of them are still in place. Like the one in Akihabara with the secret shrine in the back there. That is an actual public road. Now, public roads are supposed to be, I think, at least a meter wide, but this one is not. So it's grandfathered in, making it one of the most unique public roads in the city of Tokyo, which is just an alley by today's standard. Whoa. Very modern look. Here's a brand new restaurant. Serving some lunch right now. It's 5 or 6 customers in there. All right, so let's get a move on here. We're gonna go up this stairwell and then look back at a beautiful sight on the river. Hopefully it's not too windy up there. Ruins with the audio a little bit. Ruins the audio. This cherry blossom season is done here. And you can see that tree right there over the stairwells. I used to walk that when I came here daily to say hi to Kanai when she was in the hospital. The blossoms are gone now. Maybe there's a couple that are still hanging on there. We'll try to find them. I love the recycling bins all over the city like this. This is where the ferry departed back in the old days. Showa 28, which is, gosh, I don't know, the 1930s maybe? 1940s, early 40s. You can see the boats crossing the Sumida River, and you're gonna get a better sense of it in about 2 minutes when we get up there. But this was the pier, the launching point for the boats to go to an island called Tsukiji. And I'm gonna show you that right now. I've been there a couple of times over the last few weeks. I don't see any stragglers. Sometimes you'll find one or two oh, there's one. A couple of blossoms that are still hanging on. Do you see them in the center? Kind of pinkish. But they've all, including the petals, you'll find a few of them on the ground here, but most of them are gone too. It's sad. Spring is so delicate. All right, here you go. Grace, get ready. We're about to see a really beautiful view. This is one of the dozens of bridges that cross the Sumida River, the main river through the city of Tokyo. Oh, yes. Oh, do you see it? Do you see it? All right, cool. We're going to have a double whammy. This is where the ferry crossed, and this island here is called Tsukuda. And this is where I've been walking around showing you the cherry blossoms about a month ago, right there. It's all green now. And in about 5 seconds, you're gonna see a double whammy. Because I'm pointing the camera right here because you know what's coming underneath us right now. I could hear it rumbling. A boat that needs no introduction. But it's taking its bloody time. Where art thou, you boat? Ah! Space boat! I can't do space music with an air guitar. It's impossible. A space boat makes its way down the Sumida River. You will see in the next 10 seconds or less the Tokyo Skytree. We call this shot the double whammy. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Space boat makes an arch, turning a little bit to the right to go underneath Chuo Bridge. Will eventually end its ride right outside of Asakusa. John Kimmon is in the house for the food and drink fund. John, that's going straight to Kanai's lunch. Thank you for that. And Grace, yours is going towards Leo. Cobra Bebop's in the house. Please show us the wisteria blooming if you get a chance. I absolutely will. I'm going to be going up north to Tohoku because I have to for a video that I'm producing. These are challenging times because of the fourth wave, but I got to get the shot, so I'll probably go in next week. And you're coming with me, so you'll get a chance to see some of the blossoms blooming up north a little bit near the Sendai area. But countryside. I'm not going to be going to the city. This is a really beautiful park here. You can see there's a lighthouse. This is where the boats used to depart that would cut across the Sumida River. And it's just such a beautiful place. On a day like this, you can get a boxed lunch. This is why you should stay in this area. Get a boxed lunch and just sit along the river and watch the boats go by. But I would recommend coming across the bridge and sitting there because they have picnic tables over on the other side. And you can eat a bento and kids can play in the grass there. There's a playground just a little bit over to the right near Tsukishima Station, which is on the Yurakucho line. It's a beautiful area of the city. Any last questions before we end this live stream? I'm here for you. Hey, Air to the Ron. Here's for the wipes to clean air buggy. All right, there's somebody here. All right, Aaron, the air buggy's maiden voyage was spectacular. I posted a picture of it on in the Discord server. Actually, I think I have the. If you want to see Aaron's air buggy for Leo, I actually have the link here. Check out our Discord community. I like to go analog here. Yeah, this is a free invitation. It's free. Some people add this as a perk, but you could see this in the photos and videos and in the general chat. I'll post a picture of the Aaron buggy for Leo. It's so cute. I'll put a picture of Leo in there too if you want to take a look and see how he's doing. I'll put that on the Discord server. A good reason for you to sign up and check out. It's free. I think you can download the app or something. You can use it on the computer too. Discord's kind of like, I don't know. It's like this headquarters for everything that we do now. Because you can chat in there, and I could do phone calls and video chats and all this other stuff. It's doing pretty good. The maiden voyage was a big success. So smooth the Aaron buggy is. J Jersey Girl, just stacking my money so I can visit Tohoku and Totori from Salt Lake City, Utah. Please come for a visit when you do hit Tohoku. But gosh, those places are great too. Totori. I'm actually going to be going that direction in a couple of weeks too. I got a project I'm filming near the Kansai region, but not near Kobe, inland. Top secret, can't tell you. But it's very near Totori. And Betty C, is the space boat a tour boat that takes you sightseeing? The space boat is actually, that's a good question. Space boat is actually, it's a bus. It's a boat bus, a floating bus. It will take you from one side of the city to the next, but while it's taking you, it will explain about the history of the bridges inside. So mostly tourists are taking it, but I've seen some locals also jump on the space boat just because it's cool. And it takes you to a place that's very hard to get to, Odaiba, which require from Asakusa about the same amount of time as taking the space boat. So in the end, it's less crowded, more relaxed to jump on a space boat from Asakusa to get to Odaiba than it is to try taking a train. And even if you take a taxi, the prices are so expensive. It's not worth it. Whoa! Look at that crow. Whoa, it just went under the water. Do you see that? There was this black bird. It looked like a floating crow. It's gone. Do you see it? It's not coming up for air anywhere. There's my shadow right there. I don't see that bird anywhere. I saw it for a second and it's just gone. It's like Space Boat, except Space Boat doesn't dive. That's weird. I've seen those birds before. They're mythical. It's like I think that's what they saw. The Loch Ness monster. I think it was just like a diving crow duck. How does it stay under that long? Is it sucking air from like plankton or something? If it comes up for air in the next 10 seconds, I'll show you. The last thing I do want to show you is this is where the ducks... Oh, I found it! It came back up! It does exist! Wow, you totally moved... Wow! It went under again! You saw that, right? It swam from there to there. It was there. Incredible. This should be in the Olympics. That over there across is where the ducks hang out. This is a sanctuary for ducks. I would say sanctuary because you can taunt them from the other side of that fence. It's true. There's one duck, I guess, stretching its wings. All right, folks, that's all. Oh, it's back. What is that? Wow! It's gone again. It swam all the way around under the water. Aren't there currents? It's a UFO bird. It's a loon, which makes sense. Looney Tunes. What do they say? Oh, it's a cormorant. Cormorant are the birds that the cormorant are the birds that in Gifu they strangle the neck with a tube so that they can catch the fish, but they can't swallow it and then they pull it out. It's kind of cruel, but they've been doing that for generations here. A cormorant, yeah, not a crow. That's a shame. Is that a crow? No. They're not out. They're not invited out here. All right, folks, that's about it. That's all that I have. Thanks for sharing your afternoon, your night with me, wherever you are in the world. I'll be taking another live stream tomorrow. And next week, we're going to be going traveling again. Because of the pandemic, I do apologize. They're not as exciting as the traveling live streams from before last year. But we're going to make it until we can travel again. And then we're going to be back on the road quite a bit. It's good. It's good that I can be home more because, Leo is just born and you have to be home. Now I got to get my wife some lunch. So thanks everybody for the support. Grace, thank you. I hope you're doing well. Hope this made your day a little bit better. On the other side over there, the Pacific. Thanks everybody. See you tomorrow. Skytree. Pretty cool.